Hi, I'm Dawn Bakisto. I'm a skincare specialist, and I help women all over the U.S., just like you, to get healthy skin, to build confidence, and trust what you see in the mirror every single day. And I love football.
And I'm Jamie. I love expressing myself with makeup. I will always be your number one hype queen. And if you love football and makeup, then we'll make great friends.
That was so cheesy.
Hello and welcome to Beauty Touchdown. Hey, ladies, we have a special guest tonight. So let's introduce our special guest, Amy. Amy, welcome. Hi. Hey, so Amy's going to share her makeup routine with us, right? You've already done your skincare?
Absolutely.
And
I have done skincare.
Good girl. That's what I want to hear. And Jamie has already got herself taped up, and I just threw on a blue shirt because Amy reminded me of the Acme Packing Company retro unis tomorrow in London. So it's not green. So I'm gonna throw on a little.
I don't think it's the blue ones. It's gonna be the new ones, the new retro. The new retro ones are the dark green, dark yellow kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
but the OG is this color.
All right.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do a little blue anyway, and I was kind of thinking. I was actually going to just do skincare. I'm not feeling super great. So if I pop out midway, that's why. But I was originally thinking, because the Packers are in London, the Giants are in London, that, I can do blue for the Giants, actually. I was going to do like the dark blue eyeshadow, like in the 60s. And the pale lip, like a pale lip. And the reason that I'm saying 60s is because London, I always think of this old film in the 60s called To Sir with Love. And there was a singer on that film who did a really great song called To Sir with Love. And her name is Lulu. And I was thinking of doing my makeup kind of like Lulu from London. So that's my thought.
I love that.
All right. So, Jamie, I know you've got things to talk about. What did you think about that game last week?
The Patriots game? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's been so long. I'm like,
I know, right?
Okay. Yeah. I went to a different Packer bar. I went to Mom's Packer Bar, and it was such a great vibe with everybody there. That game was very stressful. There was times where I'm like, wow, I don't think we're gonna win this. But then we pushed out. Honestly, the Packers surprised me. My PTSD was like on high alert with everything that happened on that game. You know, going to overtime, the onside kick. But when we won, it was such a big relief, and I was like, we were celebrating, we were having a great time. I go on Twitter, everyone's complaining, upset, right. But we're like having a great time at the Packers bar because we thought we were gonna lose. Nothing feels better than a win after you think you're gonna lose.
Right.
So you just never can never count out a Belichick team because Belichick always has his guys in top tier discipline, regardless of whether or not maybe they're the most talented, team. They're going to be disciplined, and it kind of showed that maybe obviously we've got our rookies, but we're kind of still lacking that full effort, or not, I wouldn't say effort, but full-blown discipline at like every single drive, every single play. And that's why, I was like, okay, we should win this game, but I didn't expect a blowout. I was like, but I also didn't expect overtime. I was like, okay, well, this is where we're at, and I'm ready for a panic attack today.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is I'm super glad I wasn't alone for this one.
Yes.
Because I probably would have been all mad on Twitter too. But I was like, okay, we won. Wow. And I was with a bunch of other people that were super happy. And yeah. I didn't expect it to be that close, though. I think that was the thing. Nobody expected it to be that close.
Yeah. I know people are worried about like, oh, is this a Super Bowl team? I don't think we have to worry about this being a Super Bowl team right this minute. Like it's only week 4. I need people to just kind of relax a little bit there. The team has plenty of time to develop and improve. They're a brand new team, they're a brand new team. Some new coaching staff on, and it's just another year of Aaron Rodgers really trying to do his best in fitting himself in Matt LaFleur's offense. I remember somebody talking about that briefly, that there was a point where and you kind of see that like Aaron trying to like do his hero ball, he still has that habit that he needed to do so much in the McCarthy offense, that sometimes you can see him let go of control and just fit into Matt LaFleur's game plan. And that's when things start working out. So I think that's going to continue improving. I have high hopes for I don't think I have high hopes. I'm tempering my expectations, but also knowing that it's gonna be going. For me, I've already seen improvements, and it's just gonna be more improvements moving forward. What do you think, Amy?
That's exactly it. Plus, I feel like, obviously, I know Rodgers doesn't necessarily like sit down and read Packers Twitter. I'm not an idiot, but I feel like Rodgers is maybe tapering his expectations of just maybe a tiny bit with the rookies, because he's definitely building that bond with Dobbs more. I'm hoping we can get Watson involved a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
But we have 2 amazing rookie receivers who, we're just scratching the surface, and it's almost like, this is going to sound bad, but it's almost like when Rodgers was being petty by not throwing, we have less film on them. So the teams don't know their potential quite yet. So in a sense, it's like we're kind of going to be unlocking their potential further down the road. So it's like, well, they have less time to prepare for them, but I'm really excited. I'm never gonna count out the 4-time MVP, but I'm also excited because I feel like the O-line is getting healthier, so it's protecting him better. I feel like the defense is just clicking and gelling a little bit more each time, and I'm just excited. Okay, I'm just excited.
I love that. So so after you do skincare, Amy, what is your first step? How do you start your makeup?
So depending on what look I'm doing, if I'm doing like a natural look, I'm doing kind of like a soft, glam, natural date night look. So I kind of do eyes first genuinely. Sometimes I'll just jump right into foundation. But if I'm doing like a bold look, I will always start eyes first.
Eyes first.
I genuinely do eyes first, but there's just sometimes where I'm like, I have a foundation or a concealer, and I'm like, no, I gotta play with that right now.
I love that.
I'm like, I gotta touch my face. And so I'm just doing really simple. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy with my eyes. But genuinely speaking, I love doing my eyes first. It just makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
I always make a mess.
Yeah, you can be. That's what I like about going eyes first. You can be as messy as you like, and the cleanup is really easy. I know people have their ways to like protect them from fallout, but I just like being messy first, doing my eyes, and then just finishing my face.
That's exactly how I
For sure. And I just bought the House Labs foundation, Jeffree Star approved, so that's a big deal for me, because whatever he may be, whoever he is, and all the crazy stuff that he does and says, but he knows his makeup, and he gave it a stamp of approval. So I'm so excited to get it in the mail, and try it.
I
got my right match.
Yeah, I was in Sephora, and I was like, I want to try this, but I dropped so much money on skincare that I was like, I'm gonna wait till my next paycheck, because I was like, I need to fill up on skincare and some of my hair products. Like, like I'm getting ready to do something big with my hair.
Ooh,
so
that's exciting.
I'm like, I gotta make sure that I've got aftercare for that. So we got that taken care of, and then I've definitely been loving all my skincare products. I've found my morning routine. I found my night routine. I've got my stuff in between, and I love it. I'm really happy with what my skin's doing right now, and it's helping with my makeup too.
Talk to us about what you're using.
Big time.
So in the morning,
wait, let me interrupt though, because we have a guest. Ron is here.
Hello,
Ron. I'm sorry. I put 8 o'clock because we're always late.
I'm sorry.
If you put a time on like 6 and you don't show up till 7, you can cancel it and stuff. So I usually pad it by a couple hours to be safe, because you just never know when we're going to show up. So thank you for being here, Ron Butt.
Ron, are you gonna give Amy a nickname? So he likes to play with our name because I'm Jamie Cheese Butt. So
yeah,
he changes my name to Friend Butt, and then so now he calls her Glamour Butt. You might get a nickname.
I'm excited. I'm excited. If I don't get one, I'll know I messed up.
Ron, you heard that. Now you're gonna have to give her a nickname.
Okay,
this looks crazy.
Glamour Butt, Beauty Butt, and Amy Gang.
Oh, your name is Amy Gang.
Oh,
okay, can you guys see my blue? Is it? Can you see what I did?
Yes.
Ooh, that's so pretty.
Is it? I can't tell what I can't see there. I can only see here.
Oh, I love it. I can see it. I like it.
Good. I'm taking it off now. Now
I'm done.
She does her makeup to take it off and then do skincare.
It's
the best. And then you guys can compare your nighttime routines.
I did though. I really like that. Look. Like it's like I didn't do that on purpose. It turned out.
Isn't that always the best?
Yeah.
You're like, I didn't mean to do that, but I'm just gonna tell everyone I did.
You have to trust the process.
It's an art.
Because it can look crazy. Like right now, I'm kind of nervous, and I'm like, trust the process. If you see me take it off, it just did not work. But
that was me when I posted that look the other day. It got very wild, and I was just sitting there looking in the mirror like, this isn't. Nope, I'm gonna be okay. I got this. I've got this. So.
Well, what I did was I already had my eyeliner on, and I had a bright lip color, so I just put my icy white over the top. I took some of the middle part off and put the icy white over the top, and then I just added the color, some blue, and then some of the light on my lid. So I didn't really have to do my whole face, and I don't wear. Most of the time I don't wear, and I already had primer on my eyes and all that, my aloe vera based primer, and I don't usually wear foundation, which I'm not right now, and I'm not doing any blush. So that's what I did. What's your beauty routine, Ron? But okay, so you weren't disappointed in the game Sunday?
Who?
Either of you? Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping it would not be as close as it was, but at the same time, an ugly win is an ugly win.
Yeah,
a win is a win.
So right. A win is a win. Yeah.
Right.
I'm just gonna say I hope we don't ever do that again.
Yeah, tomorrow, like for example.
The Giants. I feel like because it's the Giants and they kind of have had the last couple of years have been not good for them. Everybody's just gonna write them off. And they've got a big. I can't remember who's out. It's a big one that's out, and they're gonna be like, we don't need to worry about them. No, that's not what you say.
Yeah, Mac Jones was out, and look what happened.
I know that was like the 4th string quarterback.
That's embarrassing. We barely won. Like
Big
we
time
almost didn't
embarrassing.
win.
I was stuck on that the whole time I was watching the game, but I was like, this is ridiculous.
Did I get upset mid-game? Of course I did. This doesn't look like Acme colors, by the way. It's just blue and yellow and gold. This is what's happening, and we're just gonna. It matches my shirt somehow. That's what happens in makeup.
I told James to work my high school colors.
Right. So Ron
he says I shower and then I do my routine. That's amazing.
And what actually showering is the routine for men. Like they just shower.
Yeah.
And then they just literally walk out the door.
Like your skin is glowing and you used your 3-in-1 and you're good to go.
Do you shave, Ron? Do you shave? Because then you're exfoliating. If you shave your face. My eyes are bothering me. That's why I'm rubbing them. I shouldn't be rubbing them. Don't rub your eyes like Grandma did. Ron. Okay, here we go. Ron's got some Packers. They are the best running team right now, and our run defense is a little sus. Okay, so that's the Giants or the Patriots. It must be the Giants.
No, that's for I think they're the best running. They are the best running team right now as far as who?
I'm just wondering, is he talking about
the Giants? Because they have Saquon Barkley, and he's having a good year so far. Yeah. Of course, when I don't play fantasy, of course he has a good year.
Sometimes I also put shampoo. Good for you, Ron. Ron, do you shave? Oh, rarely. I try not to mess with my barber's canvas. Oh.
I'm just realizing that this foundation is definitely a shade too light.
Contour is your best friend. I really learned how to make any makeup work just by finessing. I finesse. Makeup. One time I did my makeup with just fingers, everything, a full face with just fingers, because I forgot all of my brushes. I made it work.
You made it work.
So we have Amy, the physical therapist, on. Yeah, he was talking about the Giants, not the Patriots.
The Giants, right? Okay, yeah, because of Saquon.
So let's talk injuries, Amy.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on with all these concussions?
So I'm so glad you brought that up. You guys know it's Doctor. So the guy, the concussion movie that Will Smith played. He played the doctor. He wrote. So it was inspired about the doctor who just was a neuropathologist who kind of discovered CTE.
Okay.
And he wrote a personal letter to Tua telling him to walk away from the game.
Are you serious?
This week? He must have been this week.
October 4th. That was the date of the article that I read.
Oh, wow.
He wrote a letter because, this is the guy, and he goes, it doesn't matter how much they're paying you. Your life is not worth it. You need to walk away from the brain damage that you've already sustained.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, some of that, I learned a lot about brain injuries that day. There was like a certain position that he took that was like a sign that he had suffered Yeah, can we talk about that? Is that okay to
Absolutely. So what that is, when you suffer a concussion or any type of traumatic brain injury, that response is something your arms go into a frozen position, and the significance of his fingers, don't worry about that. It's just when they actually froze in place, that is the significance and the telltale sign of not only your brain getting rung or your bell getting rung, but major injury taking place.
Oh my God.
Like the fact that it happened so quickly that he rolled over and his arms were just stuck, fingers stuck, and it took the trainer coming over and essentially breaking the flexion that they were in is the sign of trauma.
Wow.
And that's something that, a lot of people were screaming like, I'm so sick and tired. I've been following this because it's like, I have had multiple concussions as in my days, both in high school. And it was so terrifying for me because I didn't see it the first time. But when you see somebody fall during the Bills games, like stumble and fall down, and then you let them come back, and then you see them go into this have a neurological response, whiplash trauma. It's like it's the highest form of negligence that I'm watching on a public platform, and it's like, I'm in healthcare, and I'm like, why is nobody helping him? And it's and the fact that it took so many people screaming. And I don't know what the doctor's name was, but that doctor that was screaming like, why did this happen? Why was this allowed to happen? That's what's so shocking. And the fact it's such a hot topic that, you have an independent third-party neurologist who's supposed to stay neutral get fired because of it. Like, I can't tell you guys how serious this is, like in the medical community, let alone the world.
Well, my concern is that was just somebody falling on, just to make people shut up a little bit, because firing somebody may or may not have been in order, obviously, but something has to be done because there were spotters, there's a specialist, there's an unaffiliated special. I mean, there's just so many eyes on the players that have the ability to say this player needs to come out if the player can't make that decision on his own. And my problem with the Tua thing is that he was playing in the first place after having obvious motor instability the week before and denying that it was from a concussion.
Well, and that was just it. You could see that their Twitter page for the Dolphins tweeted that he was out with a head injury, and then they changed it to back ankle, and it's like
that's suspicious, right?
No, and that's just it. That's very suspicious for one. You're trying to do this because you're trying to win a game because they were in the game for the Bills.
Yep.
The other thing was, as somebody who suffers from back spasms from a neurological deficit in my spine, when you go into a spasms cause rigidity. They don't cause you to go loosey-goosey. And so for him to essentially get wobbly and then collapse, that's not a spasm.
More than one.
That's for them to say that was a back spasm. That's when I started screaming in my apartment. Are you serious? Are you trying to be alive? You're lying to my
literally, yeah. For those that know what's going on, they knew that they were lying, that was suspicious. For me, I would have never known. I'm like, okay, that's you know what you're talking about. I would believe what they said to me.
Well, I was watching all week to see what they were going to say, because there were a lot of eyes on it during the week before he even played that game. And so the fact that he made it 2, I can't even believe he made it that long. He already had concussion.
So 4 days. He had 2 concussions in 4 days.
I know. It's so serious.
What's the recovery period for a concussion?
You can die. What she just said is really important, because if you have a brain injury and then a second one,
second infection syndrome.
That's what I'm saying. He already had a brain injury from Sunday, and then they played Thursday night football. He shouldn't have been on the field. Then he gets another concussion, then he starts with the posturing or fencing or whatever however you want to that's why it was so egregious.
That's why, which I'm not really sorry because I'm not gonna lie. I lost my shit on Twitter. I did.
Yeah.
I was horrified. I was like, oh my God, because it's swelling on the brain. There could be I mean, that's what a concussion is. It could be there's swelling. You know, your brain hits different parts of the skull, rattling inside your brain, and then there could be bleeding. We don't know that because you're just looking at it acutely, like right now as it happens. We don't know how it's gonna go tell further down the road, because CTE happens long term, and I'm like, this is unfair. This is unfair for you because you are young, you are being taken advantage of, and you have a family, you have a kid. You do not deserve to be exploited like this.
No, for no amount of money in the world can replace the brain.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's really sad.
Second impact syndrome, 50% chance of death. 100% chance of disability.
Right.
Oh my God.
So he'll feel this the rest of his life in one form or another. And this is what happens evidently with high school students because they don't, have doctors on the field spotting them and whatnot, and they'll die. And it's like, oh, he hit his head. Well, no, he hit his head twice. That's the problem.
Yes. So we actually at Pitt State, I went to school at Pittsburgh State University.
Mm-hmm.
We have his name. I just know his name is Zach. I can't remember his full name. He was an outstanding linebacker. They had they don't do this drill anymore. They would quite literally line them up in a circle and just see how hard they could hit each other. And you could hear the cracks from like your dorm room. And I remember like his wife still talks about his story. He committed suicide. They did the study on his brain, obvious signs of CTE. That TAE protein built up. That's CTE. And they talk about how he has those severe mood swings, dropping, just severe bouts of anger just at the drop of a hat, and then severe drops in depression, and then just all over the place. Like no matter what they did, they just could not get it figured out, and then the inevitable.
Yeah.
And that's what, in high school when we started to do some of these tests for concussion, we'd have a baseline test. And I remember I told this on my Twitter account, how I got a concussion. This was during off-season volleyball. I literally went up to get an overpass, and my middle, because I was an outside attacker in the middle, she got me mid-air, and I smacked the side of my head on the ground, blacked out, didn't know where I was, continued to play, and could not tell you where I was for a solid couple minutes.
Oh my God.
I actually ended up later on in the match tearing my pollice abductor, my abductor pollice later. So I'm like, oh God, my thumb. Obviously, I can't count to 2, but my thumb, that's the worst part. And my doc was like, hey, you have a concussion. I was like, I'm fine. And I get there and I go to practice, and everything was in slow motion for me, or slow motion, but my body was moving even slower. I'm like, I see that ball, you hit at me, but I physically cannot move my arms. They're like in jello. And my coaches just looked at me like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, well, I mean, I tore my thumb, but they said I had a concussion. And they're like, what? And they're like, okay, just sit down. They're like, and then they let me sit down. I was like, are you feeling better? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I come back, I go to for a dive, and I hit my head a second time.
Oh Lord!
And it was just it wasn't like a near as bad as that, but I dove and like kind of just gripped my head. And I remember I sat up and I was like, I told them something along the lines of, I need to go talk to my grandma about her pies. It was just it was something along those lines, and they're like, like it was so bizarre. And then they had to tell my mom. But the thing was, I was still playing basketball at the time, and my basketball coaches were like, you need to practice. I was like, I can't count to 3, let alone pass my baseline test, which is, you're like, if I gave you a list of words like cat, dog, rice, pudding, purple, and then, we talk 5 minutes later, and then I say, what were the 4 words I just told you? You just have to remember these. Or making sure if I gave you a color, like purple, but the purple was in the color red, you have to say, like, what color was actually there. It's red, not purple. So, yeah. That's kind of like your baseline.
Yeah. Wow.
So, I wish that we had more people advocating the way we are now than for players people back then. Because, like, I remember I just got yelled at every day. Have you passed your test? Nope. Have you passed your test? Nope.
Right.
So.
Well, I don't see how Tua can be like on a week by week or day by day basis. I don't know if you remember last year there was a player on the Chargers who he was catching a ball. He wasn't hit by anybody. He just fell while he was catching the ball. And he hit his head on the turf and he went into the posturing, the fencing, and it was horrifying. And they had to use the restraints. He was still like he had involuntary movement as well as fencing.
Wow.
It was horrifying. Anyway, he was out for the whole year after that. So I don't even know why we're having a discussion about Tua coming back in. Seriously. Like that's bothersome too.
Exactly. It's egregious.
Yeah. It makes me really, this is one of the reasons I didn't watch football for so many years. I just couldn't handle the hitting, and they've done a lot to improve the game, but I mean, accidents do happen, but still this concussion thing, the fact that players might keep information from their coaches and the medical staff, but there are, like I said, there are so many people watching these games, every movement, with doctors from all different sides of things, even from the players union. So in the whole idea of, well, we're doing an investigation. Well, what are they investigating? Are they investigating themselves? Here we go again with that. And while the investigation was on, Tua should have been kept out.
That's exactly what I was thinking, because it's like
it's still going on.
Any medical professional should know that if you're under investigation, you're supposed to be away from what you're under investigation for. And then the other thing that I mentioned was, we talk about, you made a point where it's like we're supposed to protect players from themselves, because everybody knows players are going to be like, oh, no, I want to help.
Yeah.
And that's just it. There was somebody who brought up the Steelers player who had sickle cell disease, and that trainer said, no, you are not ready to go back in. And it was by far the greatest decision that trainer made for him, because it ended up saving his life.
Wow.
And that's something that we as a medical, that's what we're supposed to do. There it is, Ryan Clark. Thank you.
Right.
And we have to be able to help players from themselves. Like,
yeah.
And that's what's so frustrating. I'm like, why is nobody helping him? Why did nobody stop him? So obviously, I'm a little flustered about it.
No, and with every right, because like for them it's like a business. To them it's just competitive. Like they don't care about safety very much, but they should, because these are these players' lives. And then we're like crying, and why do we have to wait until things get really bad, really scary, deadly, to take action? I don't think that we should be waiting that long to take action.
It should never get to this extreme. That's exactly why the protocol was put in place.
So that guy got fired then, the guy that cleared him?
But there's many people that right.
Exactly.
That's the guy. That's just...
He's just kind of like the first... He was
fall guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, obviously if you've got like the Dolphins neurologist, they're like, oh, well, our neurologist cleared him. Or, and then, if it was affiliated, with the team, it's going to be a little bit more biased.
Right. Interesting. Oh.
They had to show that they were doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And the investigation is still going on. What the hell? I'm sorry.
So it's still ongoing, though. That's still going. Okay.
Right. And so the players should be held out as long as that investigation is going on.
Yeah.
Tua does not need to be anywhere near that field. And the fact that the Dolphins made the comment that they're getting Teddy Bridgewater prepared if Tua can't go.
And that's insane.
That made me so mad.
I was like, if?
Yeah.
If?
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, just kidding, guys. He's out for week 5. I was like, okay.
Yeah, they're testing the water. People forgot.
I was like, I'm about to fly to Florida and bankrupt myself just to whoop some dolphin ass. This does not change.
That is absolutely insane to me.
Okay, Ron says I need to get in here with a face mask so I can fit in. I should send you a face mask, Ron.
You're beautiful.
Come do it with us. If I sent you a mask, Ron, would you join us?
I think he would. Really? I think he would. He would love that.
Ron, you're beautiful no matter what.
So let's go to the Packers injuries right now. I think we're pretty healthy going into this game, if I'm not mistaken, which is great. Okay, let's talk about Bakhtiari really quick. It's been 4 weeks. That's his second game. How do you feel about him? And how do you think he's been doing so far?
So I was number one when I watched him come back. What was that game? Was it versus the Bears? No, for the Buccaneers. He came back versus the Bucs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He looked phenomenal. I was so excited to see him moving, and it was so fun to hear him say, like, I'm mad that I'm on a rotating snap count. Adrian ruled out concussion. Oh, well, thank you. We got Jair back, though, so I'm excited.
Jair's, and he practiced, so that's exciting that he was there.
So, speaking of concussions, Ron just reminded us that Adrian Amos has a concussion. He's out.
You know what? I'm okay with that. Let that brain rest.
Yeah, but he's questionable. So there again, it's like, why is he questionable? It's too soon. It's too soon. There should be some kind of mandatory time off with a head injury. Don't you think?
I mean, you know what's funny is when usually when they had any suspect of a concussion, they made you sit a week. Like last year when Mahomes had that awkward head neck injury, which it was not a concussion. It was just it ended up being a little bit of he kind of like passed out because this artery got a little bit kinked and kind of passed out. They still made him sit because they're like, we're not going to take any chances. Like, why are we not doing that? I don't understand. But Bach, the fact that he was able to go because Nyman was still sick, I believe, and he looked so good. Oh, he looks so good. Bach is playing basically, and what he described was he's listening to his knee, and when he's had like 3 surgeries now, and it's basically just going to go on swelling, and swelling. Is it sore? Is it stiff? That's what's going to happen when you've had a knee that's been operated on multiple times within a span of like 18 months. I'm just going to say it. I wanted to say this. I never lost faith because I'm like, let the man heal. He's got to have time to heal. He knows his body best. And he even said it. He's like, I feel like once I finally just settled down and let my body do its thing, that's when things started to get better. And it's like, you just got to trust the process.
Yeah.
So.
I wasn't.
I was worried at one point.
I had faith in him, but I just didn't know what. But they kept saying he's coming back, so I figured he was eventually going to come back. Then the question is always going to be, will he be able to play like he did?
Right. My question was like, what is he going to look like? Thankfully, that's what I was really important for me to hear from Amy, that he looked good, that there wasn't like any shakiness or anything. Because I don't know, honestly. I'm like, does he look good? Does he look okay? Because I'm still kind of like,
I thought he looked great. There was one point where somebody kind of like rolled up on him, and then he kind of fell awkwardly to the side, and I think he did that because he didn't want any
on purpose. Yep.
And then he kind of laid down, and I was like, "Get up!" I'm sitting there like, "Get up!" And then I was like, "Don't you dare scare me like that." But other than that, no, he's just been really good. I think it's just, and he had his first hold like in so many years. Like he got and I was like, I bet you 10-1 that was just because he was tired.
Wow.
And like, you go, Bach. You go.
So what do you guys think of this idea that Ron brought up, and a lot of people have brought up, about moving Josh over to right tackle?
Because I guess Jenkins was struggling on the left or something like that. Or on the right.
Jenkins was struggling a little bit, which was a little bit surprising.
Well, it was his first week back after his injury too, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. He did tear his ACL. I think number one, it's hard because he's definitely trying to get back in the groove. Where did you run off to? You always know that brush you're searching for, and it runs away from you.
Yes. And it's right in your face the whole time.
Oh. I think if I just step back,
I feel like I'm so...
My skin feels so good. I've done my mask. I did my lip scrub. I did my peel. Got my eye makeup off. Grammy's ready for bed.
Yeah.
I want to go to bed early and wake up early and see the game because
is tomorrow's like, I have to like go to sleep.
We have to go to bed
7.
early tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 7.
Okay, I'm gonna try to go to bed at 10. I'm going to try to go to bed at 10 so I can wake up at 5, probably 4, because I want to do my makeup. I want to do a TikTok. Get ready with me to go to the bar at 6:30 in the morning. That's going to be my little thing. That's my little. Yeah, we have a couple of Packer bars are opening at 6. So I'm so excited.
Ones here too, Orange County and here too.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's Elkin's
That's his third week back. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But and yeah, I did hear he hasn't been looking as like how we've known him to be, and they think it's because he's struggling at that position. Just they want him to move back to guard. But I don't know about those things.
Whatever it is, I wish they'd figure it out and stick with it and stop switching everything up, because I think that's really making it hard on that
position. Is guard.
Oh, okay. His main position is guard, but they've been moving him around. They love him because where we get tackle, but with Nyman, it might be back to back. It might be time to go back. Oh, okay.
Why not? Why not just?
Yeah.
Why not let him go back to where he's comfy then?
Yeah.
Also, my question is, when are we gonna start talking about like letting Zach Tom have some rest?
Why haven't they put him on there? Like, what is their issue with him?
Is he just not active?
Yeah, because I know that they put him into cover one time when they were doing the switching back with. They put him in there for a couple snaps. I think for the Bucks game he went in, but I don't know why. I don't know why they don't put him back. We're still struggling that line on in this last game at the Patriots game. I felt like the protection was very spotty. It was good at times, but it was also not good at other times. What do you guys think about the offensive line?
When are we gonna like do something about Forrest Newman?
Do something as in
like
sit him down, move him,
like put somebody else there because I feel like that's. I mean, he's got some moments, but I just feel like he's kind of like the weak link, and a lot of people. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like maybe he's like he'll like miss or. I don't have the correct lingo. I do not. You know, I feel like he forgets that he's supposed to help out maybe the person to his left. So then there's just like this big open gap, and then Rodgers is running for his life. It's Jenkins' spot if Nyman goes.
Oh, so it's Nyman versus Zach Tom. It's or.
And also Ron said, "Come pick me up, please, friend butt." So he wants to go with you tomorrow. I have multiple jobs here, so it's a good thing I'm just doing skincare. My makeup would be like, wow.
I love it. So.
Yeah. So he said they love Newman for some reason.
Yeah.
It's the mullet.
I hate
the Packers have a hard time letting go of people. They get like emotionally attached, and they really believe in giving them other chances. And I love that. But
I don't think it's emotional.
No,
I don't think it's emotional. I think I think it's a business decision. They've invested in these guys, and they want to make sure that they've gotten everything they've done everything they can to. Yeah, it's not emotional. Trust me. That part,
it's a business. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, but I didn't think about the contracts. I don't know what their contracts are.
But I will say that the thing that looks like it could be emotional is there is a certain amount of loyalty too, which is different. There's more loyalty in that culture of the Packers, and so that's probably what you're.
That's what I refer to. It's I think loyalty is a better word to use because. I just feel like
that. He'll get mad.
What? I didn't hear what Amy said. What'd you say, Amy?
I said, don't let Rodgers hear you say that. He'll get mad about Jordan Nelson, Mike Hyde.
Yeah, all the guys that we let go. I guess it's a new thing.
Not
really.
Rodgers. I would not. I don't care what Rodgers says. I am so over his nonsense. Like he played with our hearts so much last. Speaking of emotional, the fans are emotional.
I got emotional very much last year.
Oh, and the year before, right?
Oh yes.
The year before, and then last year with maybe I'll retire. Okay.
I'm definitely sending him a bill and being like, "You contributed to my bipolar diagnosis.
You exacerbated my mental illness. How dare you?
This is on you, buddy."
Yeah, triggered my PTSD.
That too. I also got that diagnosis.
Okay, Micah Hyde. What's this about Micah Hyde? Micah Hyde would be great for us right now if he wasn't injured.
I know. He's still with the Bills, I believe. He's been killing it. He's still killing it over there.
He got ruled out with a head and a neck injury.
Ooh.
Head and neck? Oof.
Yeah, head and neck injury. He kind of did a sideline whip, or kind of like a whip on the
Oh my
ground.
god.
It was actually kind of that, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was pretty good. It's not. It didn't look very good. I remember I was like, good lord, sorry. I swear a lot.
Family show. We do too. We just not online.
Oh my god. There's children. Oh my god, this is my first time doing white under. I'm living.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm living.
I don't know why I keep forgetting to do that. I usually do that all the time. Yeah.
I'm living.
Do it.
Guys, I decided I'm gonna stop saying I'm dead and I'm dying when I'm laughing because I believe words are alive. So I'm gonna start saying I live instead of I'm dead, and
Okay.
I'm living instead of I'm dying when I'm laughing. I'm trying to make it happen. My friend said it's corny, but I don't care. I'm gonna make it happen.
No,
Do
I
it.
love it. Do it.
I mean, when you said it, it seemed just.
I
perfect.
support you.
I'll be like, I'm living, because I don't want to say I'm dying. What if I die?
Well, it's kind of like a shortened version of I'm living my best life here.
Listen, I was really worried about this look, but I'm liking it. It's coming together.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah. So, are there any other NFL games that you watched that you thought were pretty interesting, that caught your eye, that you liked?
Okay, living but.
Okay,
Hey, living but. Make sure you let Ron know about picking him up.
Okay.
I mean, I think we all can speak for each other that Broncos Colts game did.
Oh,
that was
God.
hilarious.
Let's talk about that. That game
was better than the Three Stooges. That was amazing.
Oh my God.
That
You
hit
know,
the arm.
sometimes I have a hard time deciding, is this a good defense or is this offense just that bad? No, both of those offenses were bad. And the defense, I mean, Broncos defense is good and the Colts defense is pretty decent, but those offenses, they're terrible. The interceptions, and Russell has an arm. I'm really sad, and I honestly kind of feel bad because I kind of feel like the internet's kind of like whenever anybody gets like ganged up on, I feel bad. I don't know. I just like a thing that so I'm like, damn, I kind of feel bad that like Russ is getting all of this like ridicule, but he kind of brings it on to himself a little bit. And I'm really disappointed. I really thought he was gonna do better with the Broncos, and he's such a gunslinger, but he doesn't make the best decisions. Like, why are you throwing into double coverage? Like, I don't know. And it's not, I don't think I saw him running for his life that much. I think he had pretty good protection for the most part. It's just he wasn't making good decisions when he was throwing the ball.
Nope.
You know, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
He made horrible decisions. I was like, what? No.
Those Bronco fans were leaving. It tied up. It was going into overtime, and they're all leaving. They're like, "Oh, we don't care anymore." It was bad.
They really didn't care.
Oh,
they really
are
didn't
booing.
care.
They're booing, and
like you know, I mean, like it just lets you know, like the fact that he was throwing into double coverage and what didn't even look off to the right, like he had in his mind, I'm like, I'm throwing to you.
Yeah.
I don't care if you get wide open. I'm throwing to you. Let's ride.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've seen Rodgers do that too. I hate that. I mean, it can happen. They're not, but he had a lot of questionable decisions. Yeah,
Rodgers. Oh, you know what? I was feeling really frustrated with Rodgers this last game.
This whole year he's been kind of.
But more this game. I don't know. His decision making wasn't great either, to be honest. What do you think, Amy?
I actually held my tongue this game. I was actually wondering, maybe this was just me. I thought that our offense was not good the last game.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely feel like our offense is more of a concern than our defense.
Yeah, I agree.
I just feel like we're constantly relying on the defense to bail us out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to be honest. I have not played football, so, you know, I'm sure somebody's going to hear me and be like, this woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like, you know, they get so hot, and then it's like you cannot do it's like you could not throw a ball at the broadside of a barn. If life and the life of every Green Bay Packers fan depended on it, we'd be screwed because he couldn't do it. It's like
he couldn't do it.
No, and it just for me, I'm like, how does this continue to be a problem for this professional team who has such good talent, and how have they not figured out how to keep themselves hot offensively? Like,
and that's what's frustrating, right? You know how good the talent is. Oh, hi, baby Tosh. You know how good, how talented this team is, but they're not taking advantage of the talent.
Exactly. And that's kind of, for me, I'm just like, what are we doing? And threw into double coverage, they had a wide open receiver. Yes, exactly. And I feel like Rodgers needs to, like, again, but I also feel like that can go, you can also go back to Rodgers. You know, he's got that mindset of, gotta earn my trust. I'm the quarterback.
I mean, every quarterback has that, though. That's not just Rodgers.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But at the same time, like, Devontae's gone. Cobb is our clutch third down go-to man. We're still developing that chemistry. And it's like, if you want that chemistry to develop, you need those game time reps. And it's not like, and I don't want to equivalent reps to be like, we shouldn't take this game seriously, like it's a practice game, because it's not. But the only way you really learn is doing the game like reps in the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get really thinking about that.
Yeah.
And I keep getting distracted. Oh, Buddy's gone belly up, but if I flip the computer, I have a feeling something will happen, so I'm gonna wait.
Well, I'm actually done. Before an hour? Are you serious? Oh.
Final look.
I'm almost there. Just gotta throw lipstick on and eyelash or mascara.
It's a nude lip today, guys. How does this look?
Stunning. You are.
Let me tell you my nude lip trick, okay? My friend gave me this from Huda Beauty. This lip liner in the shade Sandy Beige. And then I put a little bit of a concealer in the middle, and then I just blend, and then some lip gloss on top.
Ooh, I love that. It looks beautiful. You have such beautiful lips, Jamie. I love them. Thank you so
much. Thank you. It's one of my favorites besides my eyes.
Like, that's just the thing. You just love it. Work it. Own it.
Yeah, I feel like Rodgers and his receivers are going to figure it out, Ron. He's saying him and his receivers are still developing chemistry. I agree. And I think that he's starting to trust him and I think him and Dubs are really starting to get that going. Dubs just needs to be, we were talking about the lack of discipline. Like, his rookie mistakes are still popping up in there, holding on to the ball security. That's something we really need to work on, his ball security. I think that's something we've been struggling a little bit with. And it's like I said, yeah, there are some concerns on offense. I feel pretty good about the defense. I'm so happy that we have them to rely. But again, what I've been screaming for is a complete team. Either the offense is good or the defense is good. Like, I want both sides to be good, so that we can. I mean, yeah. So let's preview this Giants game as we start.
Yes, I'm super excited about London. But before we do that, Ron says, "How did you know my name was Baby Tosh? My nickname."
Oh, no, that's
my kitty.
That's her cat.
Ooh,
Amy, you look so spicy.
So you say you're going out after?
I did. I might go grab some drinks with some coworkers. We usually go grab and have shenanigans at one of our favorite bars, just because I never get to see them anymore. For my outpatient place, and it's funny, we've been talking about Tua and all these injuries. So.
Oh, I love that. That's so fun. I mean, not that you have to talk that's sad, but like it's cool that you have people to talk about and then they know. That's so fun.
Oh, it's so great. I'm just like,
talk about sports injuries and stuff.
Amy, aka Spicy Butt. Oh, I like that.
I love it, Spicy Butt. I love it.
You got it. Okay, it took the show. We had to have you on the show to get you there, but you have an official butt name.
I love it. I love it. We are the Butt family.
Okay, so London, here we come. Oh my gosh. So preview the game. Go for it.
I'm only worried about Saquon Barkley and our spotty run defense. What do you think, Amy? How do you feel about this Giants team?
I'm still hoping that our offense, number one, starts hot and stays hot, or if they start cold, they get hot quickly and stay hot. And then, of course, it's just Saquon. I mean, it's not just Saquon, but like Saquon is going to be the big one for the Giants because Daniel Jones has a bum ankle.
Oh,
he's not going to be able to move very much.
So you don't think he'll be 100%?
No.
Oh no.
Oh.
No. My biggest thing is that I'm just really excited. I think they're going to do fine. I think they're going to win, most likely. But they might remember how they used to a couple years ago when they came out to California, and every time they came to California, it was like they were sleepwalking and they got their butts kicked.
Yes.
That could happen. I don't think this team travels well.
Yeah.
I don't think they travel well. So that would be my biggest concern. And then the other thing is going to be the stadium noise, because the fans there are going to be loud all the time, not just when we want
They
them
don't
to.
know Lambeau etiquette.
They may or may not.
You'll just see LaFleur go like this.
Yeah, LaFleur will be out there. So hopefully they'll be paying attention to that.
Oh my god!
I just need to send LaFleur a message and be like, I'm going to be your sign person. I'm also going to be yelling at you to run the ball or pass the ball. I'm going to be like, all right, get loud. Now shut up.
I think LaFleur wants to run the ball. My question has been, is it that Aaron needed to adapt to the LaFleur offense, or did LaFleur have to adapt to whatever
I think it was a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rodgers had to take over pretty much. McCarthy pretty much was like, hey, you got this.
Yeah.
And I think Aaron, I think it took, I get it. MVP, Rodgers will be Hall of Fame for sure. But I think Rodgers had to almost earn LaFleur's trust in a way to start calling more offensive stuff. And it sometimes gets a little frustrating because it's like, I get it, you're amazing, but what you're doing is not working. Let's try something else.
Yeah, and it's for the team. Do it for the team.
Absolutely. Analysis, but I love that one.
Okay, Ron says, I just think once the receivers build that support, we're taking over. Yeah, I agree.
They're figuring it out. They're figuring it out. We're 3-1. Yeah,
it's still early in the season, and it really doesn't matter what we are. All that matters, and I love to. This is from Andy Herman, is how we play for the playoffs.
Right.
None of this really matters. I mean, it's great being top number 1 seed. It's great being 13-3 and having so few losses and all that every year. That's super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun to win, but it's really super fun to win when it counts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm honestly, I expect another game like the Patriots, seeing that Patriots team. I think it's going to be a similar. Less on top, it's similar.
It wouldn't surprise me. And both teams are probably going to have a little bit of jet lag and all that.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm very excited to wake up at 5 a.m. to do my makeup, film a TikTok, and then go to the bar. I'm gonna try to do PJ vibes, and my friend and I are gonna do like a pajama party type of thing. So we're gonna take like PJ outfits, and I'm gonna have my little. I have a Mickey Mouse that has like a Packers jersey, and I'm gonna take it with my little Packers blanket, and that's gonna be my outfit.
I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's gonna be. Right, I'm excited. Yeah,
I'm so excited. London, here we come. You two look gorgeous. My skin feels great. I look glowing months. So yeah, so we're any final thoughts, Amy, and thanks again for joining us tonight.
I'm sorry it took so long.
Oh, you're fine. We're always late.
We're always late. We're always waiting for mostly me. It's always me.
With my people.
Yeah. And we're doing this for fun. We promised one another that we wouldn't stress out. We wouldn't stress each other out. We wouldn't take on any negative, whatever happens. And we've made that pact with one another, right, Jamie? And it seems to be working out okay. We give each other a lot of grace. I haven't felt well. Jamie had times when she didn't feel well. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, by the way, I heard we have a new Packer fan, Kate.
Oh, yes. Congratulations to Kate. We have a new Packer fan, Mr. Meatball.
Mr. Meatball.
Shout out to Kate and Meatball. We're so excited you're here. Now I can go relax because the baby is here and the Packers play tomorrow.
I've been thinking about her all weekend.
Yeah. So. Shout out. I probably clipped this so we can show it to her.
Meatball butt. Welcome.
Meatball butt.
Meatball butt is here.
Oh my God. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Amy. We hope you like this episode. Make sure to subscribe and like and follow us everywhere. We're at a Beauty Touchdown. We are recording once a week. Could be any day. We don't know. But most likely on a Wednesday. Now we switched from Sundays to Wednesdays. So Wednesdays in the evening. Get your makeup. Get your skincare. Come hang out with us. Bring a snack. We love to have you. And just play makeup, skincare, and talk football. I mean, who doesn't love that?
All of it. One of it, or all three.
Mm-hmm.
See you all next week. It might be Wednesday. It might be Saturday. Who knows?
Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.
Like to look and feel your best?
Like football?
Touchdown Beauty is for you.
Score a touchdown with your beauty.
Because we can be girly girls and football fans.